revisit some of these other, contenders as well. All the stocks that we're going to be looking out for. Defense names, of course, the annual defense production has soared to an all-time high, though defense stocks have already priced that in long back. The textile stocks, of course, that the ministry is now going to reopen the PLI scheme portal. The damage, of course, is there to be seen with regards to the high tariffs. Zydus Life, wherein they've got the final US FDA approval for one of their key tablets, so look out for that. Tata Motors, the neutral set of earnings. The stock has started off about less than 0.5% lower. And then Manappuram, it turned out to be a mixed Q1 for them. Strong growth, though, in their loan portfolio is what they've seen, as opposed to the weakness in the MFI segment, which has pretty much been across the board, the BFSI segment. For ICICI Bank, of course, now that they've hiked the minimum amount for saving accounts in metros to about 50,000 rupees for new accounts. That's the other stock which is also going to be in focus then. The market open rates, and it's pretty much a muted start there with just a very marginal negative bias so far at least. ICICI Bank, they've sharply raised the minimum balance requirement now for the new accounts. So look out for that stock. Tata Motors, of course, should be seeing an earnings reaction. It's a mixed bag. Volumes have declined pretty much across the board. It's the PV segment, which, of course, has been, hit badly. And then, of course, there's Siemens as well. The Q3 EBITDA margins have come in lower than estimates, and the net profit is also below what the street was anticipating. What about Manappuram? Where is that stock? And then let's check in on Tata Motors as well. Siemens starts off 1.6% lower right now. And Voltas also, by the way, has been a weak set. The numbers are below estimates. Margins at 4.5% versus 8.6% on a year-on-year basis. I think Voltas is the biggest casualty today. That's down a good 5.5% as we speak right now, because the performance from pretty much across the board, the sector also has been weak. And Voltas has felt weakness pretty much in all of their segments. It's not a standalone case by any standards. That said, Home First, there's likely to be a block deal as well, so look out for what that stock does. And then, of course, TVS Supply Chains as well. We're going to be chatting with the management as well later on. The EBITDA has seen a downtick of 2.25%, margins at 6.8 versus 7.12. But TVS Supply Chain starts off with a gain of about almost 1% in trade. Other than that, some of the other names that we're definitely keeping on our radar, Dr. Reddy's also, because they've got the US FDA establishment inspection report for their API facility. Look out for what that stock does. JSW Energy, which has now commissioned a final 80 megawatt unit of hydro plant, and Brigade Enterprises, which has also launched a 20-acre plot project in East Bangalore. That stock has started off with a gain of about 0.7%. What is ICICI Bank, though, up to? And curious case as it may be, Tata Motors has actually picked up in trade. It's holding up 1.5%. ICICI Bank, a little bit under pressure right now. It's down about 0.8% as we speak. But Shrishti, what about the list other than the newsmakers?
Well, of course, taking a look at Shilpa Medicare, that stock is indeed in the news right now after the not coming in for one of their approvals for liver disease drug, and that stock is holding strong with almost 3% of the gain. Grasim is also one of the earnings candidate. Just last week, we have seen good set of earnings, and the momentum continues on this particular stock. EID Parry, Suprajit Engineering, these two are reacting to the numbers, and along with that, select counters within the cement pack are showing a bit of a resilience. OMCs rather, just on Friday we had that positive news flow coming in on that LPG compensation approval from the government itself. Stocks like HPCL and BPCL, they are once again buzzing in trade right now. But along with that, on the flip side, like you have been flagging off at Voltas, taking it on the chin, 6% downtick. Amber Enterprises today is down almost 4%, and Siemens as well, almost a 3% cut coming in on this counter. And Ramco Cement, after a dismal set, its stock is down almost 3%. Post Voltas, it's Havells and Blue Star as well. These counters are also down in trade as we speak right now, with almost 2 to 3% of cut coming in. But on the broader market, the index and like the breadth of the market, it's quite even, Steven, as of now. especially with respect to the advance and decline ratio on NSE as well as on BSE. But also have a look at India VIX as well, because just in the morning, that index is seeing a surge of almost 4.5% and hovering above that 12.5 odd mark. But Sharan, how is it looking like? The opening, very muted start for the Indian markets, but the good part is still we are seeing some green on the screen.